Hey guys, I'm gonna do a quick review with some. This is a new review with some testing with some games for the Acer Predator XB1 monitor. It's a new monitor from Acer. Pretty slick, expensive monitor, but in my opinion, well worth the money. But we'll get through that in the review. First of all, I'll show you some of the stuff it comes with. Right here we have HDMI cord, about 4 feet in length, 3-4 feet. We have USB 3.0 cable, similar length as well. A quick guide, pretty thin, and the limited warranty agreement. So those are the 4 things that come in the box. It also includes a DisplayPort cable, DisplayPort 1.2. First I'll go over what we got running on my system so that you guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding if your computer can run it, I'll just go over it real quick. This is a quad-core 4 gigahertz Intel Pentium 6700K Skylake processor. It's got a Kraken X61 cooler, Corsair Dominator Platinum, 16 gigs of RAM. It's got a Z170 motherboard, the Z170 Deluxe from Asus, really good motherboard. And then it's got an EVGA, I don't know if you can see it, GeForce 970, GTX 970, and this is the super clocked version that you can see there. So all in the NZXT case. This is the 450. Basically just one single 97, or sorry, one single GTX 970 super clocked is what is running the monitor here with the custom back plate. So that's the system, and this is the monitor now. I'll quickly turn it on for you. As I said in one of my other video reviews for this, my first video, I'm not a really big fan of the buttons. That still holds true. This is about a week and a half into owning the monitor. Powers up reasonably. Down here, my monitor recognizes that it is a G-Sync monitor, which is great because this monitor is G-Sync. And for those of you that maybe haven't used G-Sync, you will learn to love it if you get this monitor because it is a beast. This is a 27-inch monitor. We have the red feet, which really aren't very distracting. I thought it would be before I purchased it, but it's really not. Then the DisplayPort cable is right here where it goes in, so it's on the right side of the monitor. Very thin bezel. Oh, it's called a zero frame design. It looks like there's a lot more frame in the video than there really is. There's basically no frame on all the sides. So it is an IPS monitor in plane switching, so your colors are going to be more vibrant, which I do notice because I did have a TN panel before, and this is significantly better. The monitor itself isn't too thick, as you can see. Apologize, this is done on my Samsung Galaxy 6. But there's a better shot of the zero frame design. There's really no frame, which is awesome if you ever want to put 2 of these together if you become really rich. Not me, this is very expensive. But it's a nice monitor to have so that if you ever do want to add on, you can easily add on and have a 2 seamless monitor display. And you can see from a whole bunch of different viewing angles, colors are still really good. There's nothing glossy on this monitor everything's matte, which is awesome. It's not distracting at all. Sort of bad lighting in here. I apologize. I don't really have any other lights. On the side, you can kind of see there's two USB 3.0 ports right there. There and there. You could also plug in your phone to charge it through there if you wanted. I don't, but I certainly could. Really nice mount here. It really easily slides up and down. The monitor is pretty thin in my opinion for being so large. It is not a curved monitor, but it is 27-inch display. So I'm not going to adjust the height of the monitor, but it is really easy to adjust it. Before I had showed some games. Let's do some other ones. I don't have a whole ton of games. We can try Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I'll try some more graphically intensive games so you can see how it runs on some little bit more intense games. And I can also put on the frame rate if I can remember how to do that. Bear with me. The menu isn't very intuitive in my opinion, but alright. So you can turn on the, gosh, this clarity is really crappy. Sorry about that. You can, oh gosh, now it's gone. Great. Like I said, the menu control is pretty, it's definitely the worst thing about this monitor, but you know, I have absolutely no other complaints. There's 3 different modes you can switch to. There's a game mode, and then there's 1, 2, or 3. Game mode off. Okay, well, that was not what I wanted to do. Game mode is what I would use for pretty much everything. There you go, that turned on. It has a neat feature where you can see the refresh rate of the screen. It is overclockable to 165. I have not overclocked it to 165. I just use it as its standard 144. I had gone from a 60 hertz refresh rate to this, and it's like curb stomps the shit out of it. So let's see if we can get this working now. Turn off this light. Maybe that'll make it better. Nope, that made it worse. This monitor does have speakers built in, but I don't know anyone in their right mind that would utilize the built-in speakers into a high-end monitor. Most people are going to have their own speakers. I highly recommend the Klipsch. And I have my sound in my headset, so you're not going to hear any sound from the game. Also, those of you that have not used the EVGA 970 Superclock card, it is, I do highly recommend it. It's a great bang for your buck. For just $300, including shipping, you can get that card. So, and also the Skylake processor is really nice, 6700K. So I haven't really played this game very much, but this is what it is. So I'll just continue from where I left off. I haven't messed with the video settings at all, so if you're taking a look at the frame rates in the upper right corner, it's not, I haven't done anything, no tweaking whatsoever. This is just basically out of the box type settings, which I'm going to be tweaking, but I just don't really have a lot of time. I'd rather just get into playing some of the games, so, but eventually that's coming. So this is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, playing in a larger widescreen at 2K. This is 2K resolution, by the way. Is pretty fantastic, and it's just so much more immersive. I'll try to get a little bit more up close. I mean, it's real sharp. The detail is just pretty fantastic. So yeah, I should probably turn off the anti-aliasing and frame rate would go up, but this is just out of the box settings with nothing really tweaked on Ultra. Everything's on Ultra right now, so this is playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate on Ultra at 2K resolution. So it's still doing all right, but you know, the frame rates could be significantly higher if I either turn down the resolution, which I'm not going to do because that sort of defeats the purpose, or if I corrected some of the settings, turned off anti-aliasing, things like that, which I'm not going to do for you right now either, so too bad. I'll quit that. Let's see. You can try Counter-Strike. I know a lot of people that really go for those high refresh rate screen monitors will go for shooters such as Counter-Strike Source or Counter-Strike Go. So this is Counter-Strike Go, another game I haven't really played, but I do have it. I'm just going to go into a basic setting, just for the sake of the video, just to show you more of demonstration purposes. Personally, I find the frame rate number in the upper right hand screen incredibly annoying, so I always turn it off, but I'm sure there's plenty of people that appreciate it, so I'm using it more for the sake to show example in the video. And like I said, I haven't tweaked the settings at all, so it's probably going to be crappier than if you did. And I apologize, I have to hold the phone in one hand while I play, so I'm going to die ridiculously quick. But no frame tearing, you know, everything's everything's very crisp. It's just a challenge to play with one hand. But it's holding strong at 144 frames a second on ultra settings on CSGO. And I mean, even when I turn the screen real quick, it's still 144. Not that that's a super graphically intensive game, but just showing you can play Global Offensive at 144 hertz with 2K resolution with just one 970 card, and it's gonna be pretty responsive. Okay, that's enough of my getting my ass kicked. So I'll exit that. I'll show you a couple more games before we conclude with the review. The reason I'm doing this video, to be honest with you guys, is I've only ever made like 2 or 3 videos, but it's a newer monitor that doesn't really have a lot of reviews or videos on it, and I think for me, reviews are very important before I purchase any product, especially a product that costs $800 such as this, which is its current price, $799. Then I paid $5 shipping from Newegg. So we'll do Grand Theft Auto 5. That's always a good test. Another game I haven't really played that much. But yeah, there's just not a ton of reviews out. Not a lot of good examples of what the monitor can do, I think. And before I purchase anything, I always read the reviews. I always want to know what I'm buying. And so I figured I'd share that with you guys, give you some insight, so you can make an educated decision. The other monitor I was heavily considering was the Asus, the Rogue Swift, not the new Rogue Swift, which is the PG279Q. And in fact, I was actually waiting for that one to come in stock because I was going to order that. But then since it was backlogged so long because of all the quality control issues they had with the Asus one, I was getting impatient and I was looking for other monitors that were highly rated or new and whatnot, and I don't really have time for that. So I got impatient and I just wanted something that's going to be really good. And this one actually was back ordered when I was looking at it too, but it didn't have the quality control issues that the Acer one, or the Asus one did. I'm sorry. So that's one of the reasons I decided to go with it. I really like the larger Predator. The Predator X34 was actually the monitor I really wanted, but my 1970 card probably wouldn't have been able to handle that at 4K resolution. Oh, I see it restarted my game. That's awesome. Well, apparently my game restarted. Oh well. So this is Grand Theft Auto 5 at max settings. So you can see it gets more than 60 frames a second with generic out-of-the-box settings, although the game settings have been switched on to maximum for everything. So the detail is pretty great. So yeah, this is a really nice monitor. It's just not distracting. It's not glossy. It has no edges. You know, you just feel really immersed when you play the game. Although the screen isn't curved, which I sort of wanted a curved screen because I heard really good things about it. In the end, strayed away from it. So, and I'm really happy I got this monitor because with one pretty good card, a 970 Superclock card, it runs most of the games that I want at max without really suffering or giving up anything. Whereas if you get a larger monitor, something more expensive like the X34, you're going to need either a 980 Ti at least or 2 SLI cards, in my opinion. I'm not an expert, but that's from a lot of the reviews I've read from other people. So that's Grand Theft Auto 5, and I guess we'll do one more game probably. Gosh. Let's close it that way. Let's see. I could do, in my other review I did Fallout 4, so I'm not going to do that one again. We'll do Just Cause 3, I guess. I do have some other games like League of Legends or World of Warcraft, but those really aren't very graphically intensive, so I'm not going to show you the screen on that because I feel like a lot of people that are looking at this monitor are going to, be using it for either fast-paced games because of the high refresh rate or really graphically intensive games because of the 2K resolution, which is really pretty much a sweet spot for a lot of graphics cards because it doesn't overtax them, but yet you still get really, really, really crisp picture. So significantly better than 1080p. And while this is loading, so the menu buttons were my one gripe about this monitor. It's definitely not distracting enough to give this a poor review, but the menu buttons just really, they feel cheap. The menu is unintuitive, but it gets the job done. It's simple, which I like. I appreciate it simple. I like when things work the way that they're supposed to, the way that they're made to work. The DisplayPort cable, in my other video I showed that it's not very long. It's actually, if you can see this cord right here, it's about 4 feet at max. So, I mean, my computer isn't ridiculously far away from my monitor. But, I mean, as you can see, if your computer is relatively close to your monitor, you'll be just fine. You won't have to buy another Display 1.2 cable. You can just use the one that's included. So, this is Just Cause 3. Wonder if it restarted my game on this one too. I haven't really played much of this game either. So this is with max settings for Just Cause 3. As you can see, frame rates are about 100 frames a second. Or sorry, that's refresh rate. Or maybe it is frames. think it is frames per second. I don't know. Now I'm lost. You know, that quick movement is a really good way to see if there's any tearing. You know, that's pretty awesome. It just feels like you just feel really a lot more immersed in the game when one, you have more screen reality, you know, when the monitor is larger, and two, when everything just plays so much smoother. You don't have to. It doesn't take you out of the game. You don't feel like you got a raw deal. You know, I did pay a lot of money for this monitor, but there's definitely some more expensive monitors out there, and I feel I love this monitor so much. It's just really a great monitor. Great build quality. It does use a similar panel to the PG279HU, which is the Asus one, but it really hasn't had the quality control issues that the Asus has, and it also came out after the Asus one did, so that could be one of the reasons why. So just get up there. I don't know if that's helping you guys out or not, but this is another pretty fun game. I guess I'd recommend it. Some people don't like it, but to each their own. We're gonna try League of Legends just because I know a lot of people. It's a popular game for a lot of people, so players that appreciate League of Legends might want to just see what it looks like on their screen. Hold on. I'll type in my password. Alright, apologize for that. Other things I'm using, this is a Corsair K95 keyboard. Highly recommend it as well. It's not as bright as the RGB one, like the rainbow one, but it is pretty kick-ass, and it has the macro keys on the side. I just needed something because I game from this way, and I needed more of an extended wrist rest for me. The shorter keyboards that cut off right here, my wrists were always hanging off, so highly recommend the K95 as well from Corsair. And then we have the Logitech G600 mouse here. You can also customize the lights on here, which is pretty cool, sort of like you can on the K95. And it has two concave sets of buttons here, 2 sets of 6, both of them are concave. This is from Logitech. And then it also has a third button. It's sort of hard to see. This is actually a clickable button and a place where you can rest your other fingers. So I like it. You can actually use the button for a lot of other features, which I use quite a bit. And then we have the G35 headset from Logitech. A fantastic headset for not a lot of money. So we'll just do play versus AI so that you can take a look. No, sorry, that's not going to do what I want it to do. Sorry for the long video. I didn't really intend for it to be this long, but I'm sure those of you that are interested in learning more about this monitor would appreciate it. So. Alright. So we'll just get this spooled up. I don't really care what we pick. Let's let it run out of time there so it starts the game. You guys can see what a completely different type of game looks like on the monitor. And this is also on ultra settings. I played all the games that I have on ultra settings with the one card. So also for those of you considering graphics card to get. The EVGA. I always buy EVGA cards because they're fantastic and they have a great warranty. But any of the cards from EVGA have just treated me really well, and this 970 is no exception. So. You know, it just feels like a whole new game on a larger screen like this. Yeah, my apologies, I don't have a better camera, I just got this phone, but I figured it'd be better than nothing, just so you guys get a idea of what the monitor was like. So if I ever become professional or something, which will never happen, maybe I'll upgrade. But for now, this is what we got. So yeah, it really feels like just a better game. If you ever played at 2K, it's nice because just your UIs on games aren't as obtrusive on your screen. I mean, I've played on a much smaller screen, and this UI, which you can, I believe you can scale up or down, but it was just a whopper. It was just so distracting to me, and now it feels more normal. So, as you can see, still 144 at the top. So, overall, I would have to say, I'm really pleased with this monitor. Not really many complaints. I think my biggest complaint, like I sort of told you before, was the buttons at the bottom, but in the grand scope of things, it's just such a minor complaint. It's almost a non-issue in my opinion. You can play all your games on pretty much great settings. It just looks clean. I mean, if you're on your desktop playing, you have 2K resolution. It's just nice to be able to do that. I'll just load. I don't usually use Microsoft Edge, but just for sake of example, so I could, quickly snap two things, and it's just so much easier to browse articles. If I wanted to look at that, it's just easier to read. It's less eye strain. This also is Acer. Gosh, I was confused those two. Acer Eye Protect, which is nice when you're, playing for long periods of time. It's just built into the monitor. So, yeah, overall, great monitor. I'm really pleased with the purchase. I would have to. I'm gonna go all out and say I would give this a 10 out of 10. It's just it's that feeling that when you come home from work or you come home from something and you're just excited to get on the computer, play your favorite game, or get into doing whatever you do. It just feels like a better experience having this monitor as part of the setup that I have here. And I definitely don't regret the purchase. It's expensive, but guess what? You get what you pay for. And if you invest a good chunk of money into something that's going to last a long time and something that is of good quality, like I believe the Acer monitor is, then you'll be happy with your purchase. So I know it's a little bit spendy for a lot of people's pocketbooks, but I'll tell you right off the bat, it's definitely worth it. And if you're looking at something else, I would highly suggest this over it. So, all right, questions, comments, let me know. I'll post a build on my computer if anyone has any questions about the stats on it or wants to know more about any of the components. All right, enjoy, good luck.